Well, somewhere a bit different today. We're loading Bromford. It's AMS was the address. The only AMS in Evesham is a poison rat catching place, pest control. And he says to me, well, there's plenty of rats working here. Anyway, look, it looks like they make them sort of things that attach to the back of tractors, do you know, mowers and all them sort of a bit of a JCB type thing. There, back actor, hooked on the back of a tractor. So I don't know what's going to go in the truck, but it's going to be quite interesting. Look, this is a manufacturing plant that makes. I think the trade name is Bromford and other things, do you know what I mean? But it's one of those things that makes machines or attachments that go on the back of tractors. So it's going to be very interesting what they're going to put in the box today and where it's going to go. Wow. You just never know where you're going, what you're doing in containers. I don't know if the picture picks this up, but see them red things? They are bush hogs. So I reckon that's put in front of a machine and chew it at a bush hog, that is. And I don't know what they are over there, but they're another sort of but they're still branded bush hog. So they do bush hog. I haven't really seen the name on this yet, but I'll find it for you. This green thing on the floor looks like it's a base or a beginning of some sort of a mega flywheel, a fly mow that goes on the back of a tractor. Look, I've seen them around. I'm guessing underneath there there's a couple of big round circular things that just smash everything underneath it, like a fly mow thing. And a few parts waiting to be made into something. So we've got something right in front of us, That's some sort of you can see the arms, that's some sort of a thing that goes round and round at a hell of a speed and just bashes everything on the end of an arm of some sort, look. Yeah. I can't wait to see what they're going to put on us. So I've asked permission to have a quick look around, and look at this. This is it's a hedge trimmer, isn't it? Look, you see, that's been going. This design has been going a very long time. I remember cutting hay with this, with a Fergie. I first started driving them grey little Fergies. I tell you how old it was. It was TVO. It used to put TVO in it, start it on petrol, then turn the tap and run TVO in it, tractor vaporizing oil. And we used to cut the hay and then collect the hay, make bales in Southern Kai. Look at this, but look at that, that's on the end of an arm. So this is a hedge trimming attachment. I'm not really sure how it attaches, but some sort of hedge trimming. And do you ever watch the, we'll have a look at these in a minute. Do you ever watch those programs where they go and these spin at a hell of a speed and they clear ground or bush ground and all that? I told the boys I'm absolutely fascinated with what they do. And there's a look. They must make different makes or similar things. Look at this. This is the thing that goes round like hell. Look, all that looks like it maybe goes on the ground and rolls a roller. I don't understand them at all. I just find them so fascinating. I'm trying to keep out the way because that's what they're loading. They're loading some of these on the Bamford. We might get to know where they go in the end. Wow. Well, this is some sort of, I don't know what that is. It's a thing on a bigger tractor. This is another thing that goes on the back of a tractor. They seem to do different names and makes and stuff. Blimey. This is another one, look. Oh, look. Oh, yeah, this. Here we are, look. This sits on the back of the tractor here. There's the PTO up the back of the tractor. There's the prop shaft. Power takeoff. So it's driven by that. Drives an hydraulic pump. I'm guessing that's the hydraulic oil reservoir. Yeah, it is, look. And the arm comes up. What is that? There must be some sort of an attachment or something goes on there. It sits on the track on this way. I guess, again, it's some sort of hedge trimmer thing. Yeah, different scale. What name was on these? These was what were they? A bush hog, yeah. A bush hog, this one. Blimey. And another one here, look. So this goes on a slightly bigger machine. It looks like you see the rear end and the lights. This must be pretty well fixed. Again, driven on the back of the tractor. There's the PTO. I guess there's a right hand and a left hand one, because this is, oh no, they must all work to the left. I don't know, all work that side, look. Oh, must be a left and a right handed one, I guess, for doing different sides of the road. I don't know. This one's a big one. This is for a much bigger tractor, I'd say. Yeah, work a lot better. All the parts ready. Oh, I don't know what this is. Is that, oh, that's some sort of a, does that look like it's a tracked machine of some sort? Oh, it does, doesn't it? Anyway, I better get in before I get told off. Let's have a quick look at the end of this before we go back in. Look. These things go around like hell, don't they? Blimey, there's lots of them. Oh, I love watching them videos. These turn at a hell of a speed, which then gravity makes them that far, and then they just eat and chew and smash everything. Remember, let me tell you, that was a bush hog. Yeah. Wow. And that's what they're loading. It's fascinating. I'd a guess. Do you think they're going to America? I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out. We might find out on the paperwork. So before we get told off, we better get back in the cab. But what a fantastic, oh, yeah. I'd spend all day walking around here watching with you. The thing we saw on the floor must have been the base of one of those things. Yeah, wow. Wow. Oh, so this man is getting loaded with a bigger one. Whatever that is. Like one you sort of drag behind the tractor, don't you? I don't know. Somebody will tell us what that is. It looks like he's having two of them. Put it on the edge. Strap it down. So he's come to get loaded and I'm on the ramp getting loaded. So here's another one. Look at this. Change this. Oh my God. You wouldn't want to get in the way of one of these, would you? Bloody hell. And I guess that's for stones, and I'd love to know what speed that's going and what velocity. Is that a speed of a bullet? It's got to be a speeding bullet coming out from under there, hasn't it? Have they calculated the acceleration of a 10mm pebble or a stone, you know, just an ordinary bog standard stone? What speed that's coming out under there. Wow, that's that thing we saw with it, the drags behind the tractor. Oh look, so it drives this. How do you make one shaft go into two shafts? I suppose it's just like an axle on a car, really. It's just like a, isn't it? Well, I guess this is three shafts, so there'll be one underneath, won't it? So here's the input. There's the input shaft off the back of a tractor. Yeah. So it goes in. There'll be one down there, and there'll be two up here, look. Isn't it clever? How the hell doesn't it shake itself to bits? Solidly made, look. Wow. I wonder, I guess that slows down the stones because it's meant to kill everything else, but look at that for a blade. And I mean, look, it's not even sharp as a blade, it's just the force, the speed of that going round just kills, whops everything. Blimey, are they solid rubber tyres? Yeah. Oh no, have they got air? Oh no, these have got air in them. Look at that, and this must be the going up and the going down. Look, all these chains are, how long do they last? I guess it just stops the bigger stuff. You pick up a big stone, you cause a load of damage. Look, oh, that's an interesting way of dealing with the ground. I haven't seen that before. That's a clever idea, isn't it? Instead of putting it on an axle, I wonder, is that hydraulically controlled? It isn't, is it? I wonder what the idea of that is. Is that to run over less ground? What is the thinking? Scoutcrafter John, why is that better than just a straight axle? It's these silly sort of questions that I think of. Look at that. See it? Does that give it more flexibility to go over rougher ground? Isn't that? If anybody knows, see, this is the standard format, isn't it? An axle and a wheel either side. So there's your standard format. Why? What's the advantage of that? Blimey. Look, and there's some sort of adjusting bars here where you can adjust it. I guess that's the upper, there's the ram to fold that over. Oh yeah, and the strap to when you're travelling. Blimey. Fascinating. This rod. Oh look, that rod goes all the way along that controls that. And you can take this pin out with an R, well, it's not an R clip, what are they called? There's a certain, it's a farmer's clip, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, fascinating. I love these places, I really do. And likes leg breakers, but we're not allowed to use them anymore. We've got to use these, haven't we? It's the modern leg breaker, isn't it? You remember them?
Yeah, can't kick them over.
Hit them with a piece of wood and run. It just stretches, they're just stretches these, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are, here's another one, but this one's got, what should we call it? More of a conventional axle on the back? I wonder which is the more modern now. Look, this. Oh, look at that. Blimey. Again, protected. Much the same, look. Oh, see this shaft comes from here, drives down, and the blade must be in the middle there. So, turning one shaft. I wonder, is that geared? Will it go out the same speed, the same revs, that way and that way and that way, or do you think it's geared and makes it go faster? Yeah, I'd say it gets warm. I'd say this gearbox gets warm. But look, amazing. This one's a Bromford. What was it? A tri-wing. Blimey. Wow. Now, we saw, oh look, we saw this, we saw these, they were making that. What are those little chambers? Look at that. What are these little cylinders? Oh, now there's a question for you. There's steel, quite a lot of pressure. So they're coming here is the, I guess that's the hydraulic ram. It's got them two little things. Lovely. Lovely. I wonder what else they're going to bring out. Ooh, what else are they going to bring out? And meanwhile, they're getting on with the container. Seems to be you can choose what sort of blades you can have on the end there, or what sort of configuration you can have when you buy them. More and more choices, I guess. Well, this load is going to Boston. Yeah, I wonder if it's going to Joe Sharp's place at farm. Anybody watching Joe Sharp? He lives that way, I think, somewhere up there. But this load's going to Boston, so if you're in Boston waiting for one of these machines, it is on its way. It is on its way. You're like me, old school, choke the bastard down.
Yeah, they slide.
They choke.
It's all on wheels, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
All on rollers.
moving around. Seat's choked down. Seat goes over the top, so it's not only holding it down, but it's stopping it going from left to right. They don't even teach that anymore, do they? They'll probably find some reason to say it's illegal. A lot of them do it the wrong way round. Choke it upwards, don't they?
Yeah.
But that's the right way to do it, choke it down.
I don't know, I just do it.
Yeah, old school, yeah. Yeah, this has been choked down, you see. It's not just pushed down like a strap does. Because it's been wrapped, and from above, it's choking it downwards, so the pressure's down, plus going backwards and forwards. See, that's the standard way of doing a strap. You just hold the thing down. If you've got an opportunity to choke it, then choke the bastard. Yeah, it's not going to move now. You get a good loader, it makes all the difference. Spot on that, innit? Good lad. Yeah, it makes all the difference when you got a good loader. So look, different blades for doing different jobs. This is for just clearing up dead grass and ground. And this is more of a mulcher, look. There's a blade running above a blade. So this one's running here underneath. And that one's there. This is for stubble. This is for tougher ground, you know. Stumps and all that sort of. So different machines, different blades for different jobs. But I mean, I was just saying, it's like, I bet you one of these stones come out, it's like a fucking bullet in it.
All it's there for.
Yeah. What does that rev at? Do you know, what would that rev at? Does it say?
This one 1,000.
1,000 there.
The feet of the tractor's 1,000. I don't know what to give.
Yeah.
I don't know what else coming out from the tractor.
It's always 1,000 revs coming out the back of the tractors.
1,000, it's on 1,000 PTO coming out the tractor.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's you don't want to get in the way of that. So he's ready to go. I said to him, I'll leave you in peace now to do your final checks. And he says, no, he checks it 3 times. So we'll get it now. We'll go around the corner, he'll check it again. And he'll be sort of halfway through his journey and he'll stop and he'll check it again. He says he likes to check them 3 times. Yeah. Just in case something's coming loose, something somewhere, or he's forgotten something. So just a final check before you set off. Make sure everything's tied down. Make sure everything's in place. So let's see how the box is doing. We're nearly done. We're progressing quite nicely, aren't we? Oh look, there's 3 of these. A robo-cut, a remote control. Ah yeah, see the tracks on it. Wow. So these are the tracks. This must be, yeah. We're delivering 3 of one of those ones over there. Something in a crate over there. A few of these up against the side, all strapped in. Look. I wonder if that's the remote control box. And it must have a mulcher or something. A RoboCut T500. Wow, look, that's the engine. The exhaust, kill switch. This must be the top thing now. Blimey. I wonder where it's going. I wonder where it's going. 3 of them. What a beauty. And these are going direct to the train. Yeah, straight to the train. You can see how the ramp is connected via a chain to the backs of the truck, so the ramp can't fall off or get out of the way, you know. They put a chain either side and a hook. They always chain them together, so there's very little danger of that ramp falling off. Well, what an unusual contraption this is. You'd love to have that play around in the field, wouldn't you? What the hell is that? Four-wheel steer. The engine's on the back. Look, this is wow. Look at that. What does that do then? What job does that fulfill? Blimey. That's an interesting thing, isn't it? Back again. Wow. What the hell does that do? That's an interesting toy to drive around in your garden, isn't it? What does that do? And obviously, you know, you need office people, don't you? So there's a bit of an internal road here, except that van's on the corner. Blimey. Right, I'll see you in a minute. So this will be the side of the factory where the raw steel comes in. Yeah, look, this is where all the parts come in, this side of the factory. Just in one end, typical factory sort of thing. Steel in one end, work it in the factory, and then it goes out the other end into production. Wow. That's in the doors. Yeah. That's where all the parts are, look. Where the steel is, look. All the steel stock, look. So they make the stuff, they make them here, isn't it? Wow. And here we are, just getting onto the weighbridge. Here we are, back where we started, on the weighbridge. Here we are, done and dusted. I did see the name, Ding, it was a load of D's, Dinner Dongle, Donna Dangy Dingle, whatever, loads of D's in the name, going to Australia. So I'll be taking this now, direct to the train, and then the train will take you to the boat, and the boat will take you to Australia. I guess something like about 6 weeks time, I suppose. I don't really know. They're getting faster and faster, the delivery times. But anyway, this load's going to Australia. That looks like it could be my box. Is that my box? Ooh, I hope so. So here's a controversial subject. This has turned up, look. Has he got a tachograph in it? I somehow doubt it. It may have. And what weight does he run? And, you know, now they expect you to run the front half, which is basically a flatbed van, as if it's got its trailer on with it all the time. But before, when I was running vans, you could bung trailers on the back of it. You only needed a tachograph when you were putting a trailer on. So we used to run down empty. We'd run a trailer into London with a tachograph. We'd take the tachograph out, and then we would drive back up from London to the Midlands, and we'd hook another trailer on, and we'd put the tachograph on, and we'd set off again. But they changed all the rules. 2013, you've virtually got to run this like an Arctic. Well, you've got to run it like an Arctic if you get caught. There's that many running around, not knowing the rules, not being caught, so haven't had a fine, haven't been pulled by the ministry. Such a controversial thing, these. Because, you're not in trouble until you get pulled, do you? You can do a thing for years and never get pulled, and never need to know the change of the rules. You only get into bother when they pull you, when they have a look at you, and then you start getting the letters, and it's one of those things. Very, 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 very. And if you're only running around local, and you're nowhere near a ministry stop, or you're never around when the ministry is open, you can run around, and not necessarily bent is the right word, but you can run around not knowing the rules forever and a day and never get pulled, and it never be a problem. But when you start running up and down the country, going past ministry stations, and them having a look at you, and then having a look at the rules, oh my God. So basically that's why we came to an end. They expect you now to virtually run that like a truck all the time, and it just doesn't pay. It just doesn't pay. It doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong, it's the correct thing to do or the incorrect thing to do. We're just poor. This is where the rules have killed the job. You only do it because you got to do it. I was speaking to the bloke. He's got a GPS tacho on it. He's got an operator's license. He's a proper, fully run. He's proper, got all the proper kit. But there's so many of these haven't. And he said he has been tugged in the past. And once they see you've got a tacho and an operator's license, they leave you alone then. But there's that many of these running around bent. It's unbelievable. And I think it was 2013 that they changed all the rules. We used to live in a grey area between 3.5 ton and 7.5 ton, and then there's no grey area now. You're all running from 3.5 ton upwards. You can go. The same rules apply from 3.5 ton to 44 ton. But they bring these rules in and they don't tell anyone. And unless they come to light or you find out, that's the trouble with them, isn't it? So, and basically that was one of the reasons we came to an end with all the towing and all that, because they just added loads and loads of rules to it. So that's why we keep away from the towing. And if you remember, they said, oh, you've got to take an extra test to tow a trailer, which is a bit of an inconvenience, was a bit of a nuisance, but they talk you into it. They say all these good reasons to do a thing. So anyway, anyone that wanted to pull a trailer had to go and take a test now. And then all of a sudden, because it suits the purpose, and now it's not so important, now you don't need to take an extra test to pull a trailer behind a van or a car type thing. It's just crazy. They change the rules and they don't tell anyone. It's madness. So you used to have to take a test to pull a trailer, and the money and the cost and the time and the inconvenience to do that. And now you don't have to do that. Now you can put a trailer on as you please, behind a van or behind a car. So let's have a little tour around, because we've got to go all the way around the factory to get on the weighbridge. Let's see what we see if we can see anything interesting. Here we are, look. This is like most factories, you'll see the area where the materials come in, all the steel, the raw materials. So this end of the factory looks like this is where the stuff gets made. It comes out of this door, but we'll see the other end of the factory, because we've got to go all the way around to the weighbridge. Look where they begin to, the raw materials, where it gets made, where the steel comes in and all the rest of it. Fascinating. They must do batches, I suppose. I don't know what. Or one line does one thing and one line does another. I wouldn't really know. I'd love to know though. Yeah, I'd never get any work done. Oh dear me. I wonder if we have to go out, or can we go around? Is there an internal road? No, I think we're going to have to go out onto the road and then come back in again. Yeah, so I'll catch you in a minute. Just a quick add-on to the end of the film. Do you know we worked on the room, didn't we? You saw all them. And we're really pleased we did it. And these bifolds, they're a bit like having a soft top car. You think in England or in Great Britain, what's the point of having a soft top car? You never use it. Well, you do very rarely use it, but when you do use it, it's really nice having the whole back end of the house or of the room opened up to the garden. It's well worth. Before we had them sliding ones and only slid halfway along, didn't it? The bifolds opened it up completely. So I'm really pleased we did that. It was worth the effort. And of course the floor and the insulation on the floor. So if you're thinking about doing it and you're sort of putting it off, first of all, do it now, because everything's going to get even more expensive. I'm glad we did it when we did it. But you won't be disappointed in a set of bifolds on a fantastic, lovely day like it is today. Hardly a cloud in the sky. They don't come that often, but when they do, it's really nice. And of course, when the cars died down and when Charlie stopped eating the mail, we've got a parcel. Can anybody figure out who's got the parcel? Did they take it back or did they give it to a neighbour? It's like putting a puzzle back together. Charlie, you animal.